The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
I did not realize it was Friday the 13th.
Me either. I found out right now.
Yeah, right on the prompter, right there.
And this Friday the 13th, it's a cold one to start.
Yeah, very.
But it is pretty quiet, which is the plus. We take a look at what's going on outside right now. Those nuisance snow showers continued well into the evening last night, especially south and west Utica. It is starting to fizzle out right now as you can see here, temperatures continue to fall. If you head south and west, it's a little warmer due to the cloud cover, but the clouds were a bit less stubborn than initially thought last night. So because of that, the temperatures have free-falled quickly down to 0 in Rome, minus 12 in Saranac Lake and in Watertown. We zoom in here, we see much of the upper areas in the North Country here sitting at minus 7, minus 8, minus 6, near 0 in the Mohawk Valley aside from Deansboro, and then heading south, you've got 12, you got 5, you got 15, you got 9. Either way, it's still a very cold start to your day. Downtown Utica, live view outside. Looks pretty quiet out there so far early this morning, as well as, of course, the radar showing a lack of snowfall now. And so today, we remain pretty much dry, peaks of sunshine here and there, highs in the 20s. And then as we head into tonight, we're going to see the arrival of more snowfall. We'll dive into the amounts, impacts, and how your weekend's shaping up for Valentine's Day and President's Day straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Fire crews in Utica back.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday. What a week it's been. I feel like this week's been going by very slowly, but nonetheless, the weekend is right around the corner, and here's a look we can expect both for today as well as the weekend in your forecast in a minute. First off, a live look at current temperatures right now at 0 degrees with calm winds, which is the thankful part here, so wind chill not that bitter cold this morning. But again, today our highs are expected to remain below freezing, continuing our stretch of days below freezing, which will likely extend to 27, matching the previous time frame we did have that mark, and that was back in 2015. So there have been some seriously cold stretches in years past. Well, 2015 was definitely one of them. In fact, one of the coldest ever on record in the Utica area. Lingering flurries for your Valentine's Day after some overnight snow showers, but does dry up throughout the day, and it does look pretty dry on Sunday before more snow begins to arrive Sunday night. So at least much of the highest impact snow events this weekend happen when it's not sunny out, or at least when it's not daylight out. So that's the good news there. But again, today we have clearing right now, clouds will increase, and overall temperatures peaking in the 20s. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The YWCA of the Mohawk Valley is celebrating.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today we start out bitterly cold yet again. We do warm up into the 20s today, but we are tracking some snow chances over the next 24 to 48 hours. We begin with a live look at downtown Utica. It's a pretty quiet morning out there compared to yesterday in areas south and west Utica, and especially at least 2 days ago, which we had that persistent snowfall all day long. But nonetheless, again, heading out the door this morning, those temperatures will be hovering in the very cold, downright frigid mark here. In fact, right on the fringes of Arctic. So this morning, definitely grab that extra layer or two. So let's talk about what we'll be expecting over the next few days. So we have multiple systems influencing central New York. To start, lake effect will fizzle out, especially in the western portions of New York State today. And then we're going to see a clipper system arrive tonight, producing lingering snowfall as we head into Saturday morning. Once that exits, it quiets down Saturday night into Sunday. We do have more snowfall, though, that could be produced at least due to upsloping, mainly north of the Mohawk Valley, heading into Sunday night into Monday. So I think the key here is that a lot of the snowfall potential this week, or this weekend, I should say, will be happening in the overnight hours for the most part. So let's dive into our Skycast here. Today, it's actually going to be a pretty sunny start. Those clouds are going to be stubborn to our west, which this means we could be seeing or treated to a very nice sunrise. We'll have to take a look at how that cloud layer will be interacting, but nonetheless, I do think we have a good shot for it today. Then cloudy skies continue. We're going to see the arrival of some snow showers tonight. Not anything major, but it's enough to coat some surfaces and roadways overnight tonight with a fluffy, I would say more characteristic type snow. I wouldn't say dry and extremely fluffy, but nonetheless, as we head into the overnight into Saturday morning, we're going to see those temperatures hover right around the freezing point. This could be the first time we get above freezing, but again, we've been on the fringes so far in recent days and we haven't quite passed it, so we'll keep a close eye on that. Lingering snow showers taper off Saturday. Sunday, it's mostly cloudy, pretty dry, and then the arrival of snowfall you can see here begins to move in heading into Sunday night. In terms of snowfall for tonight, it's not a lot. Trace to 2 inches west of Utica, 2 to 4 inches, or excuse me, trace 2 inches east of Utica, 2 to 4 inches west of Utica. That's what we'll be expecting at least for much of the this event heading into the overnight hours. Your 7-day forecast following some overnight snow chances Sunday. President's Day looking pretty quiet and warm. We're up into the upper 30s to low 40s. So even if we don't really hit that thawing mark Saturday, the signs really point to that February thaw, albeit maybe a couple of days tomorrow, or at least next week. So that may be our best shot to get above freezing and seeing some snow melt for the first time in quite a while.
Yeah, golf weather soon.
Yeah, before you know it, we're in T-shirts and we're hitting the greens.
That's right, positive attitude. The time right now is 5:19. Still
Report is brought to you by Greater Heights Tree Care.
The Oneonta Weather Camera, brought to you by Curtis Lumber, now open in New Hartford.
Well, we know it. All Americans across the country are seeing their home heating bills skyrocket. The National Energy Assistance Directors Association says home heating costs are expected to jump 11% this winter, which runs November through March. That's an increase from the original 9.2% projected. The higher bills can be attributed to rising prices for natural gas, electricity, and heating oil, along with sustained frigid temperatures. The vast majority of Americans heat their homes with electricity and natural gas. Industry analysts say those prices will likely keep rising for the next few years. A new study shows, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. It may be darn right bitter cold out there this morning, but a warm-up is on the way. Eric, just how cold is it out there right now?
We've dropped to pretty much around 0, Gary. It's a lot colder than we expected last night due to the clearing taking place. In fact, we look at the conditions outside right now, and you can really see we've got a lot of clearing, especially north and west of the Mohawk Valley into the Adirondacks, and especially, again, into the Mohawk Valley itself, which anytime you get that clearing, radiational cooling goes into overdrive this time of year. So when clouds exit, that overnight low will plummet maybe from we expect to be around 10 degrees down to 0 or in the negative. So that's the case right now, and still this morning incredibly cold, especially north, in the negatives across a lot of the Adirondacks in the North Country. Mohawk Valley hovering right around that 0-degree mark, and then farther south, where the cloud cover persisted a lot last night, it's a little bit warmer. There's a few more spots in the teens, and some spots in the upper single digits. But nonetheless, again, early today, it's still bitterly cold. Downtown Utica, a live view outside. It's a pretty dry morning out there today. You can see it here in the Yorkville Battery live radar. All is quiet for now. Snowfall is tapering off in the southern tier as we speak. Now today, our highs will climb into the 20s. We'll continue our stretch of colder below freezing weather. But as Gary mentioned, yes, we do have a warm-up on the way. We'll be talking about that February thaw coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks to the Department of Homeland Security.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Friday morning. If you're just tuning into us right now, again, a pretty quiet but cold morning out there today. We're not really tracking any snowfall as well, at least until the overnight hours tonight. So pretty dry day today. In the meantime, let's take a look at our photo of the day, which brings us to the town of Lee and a frequent submitter here, Rosemary. As always, a great photo here sent in to us of the beauty of icicles. And look at all those icicles there, I believe on a rock formation. Listen, my eyesight is not great looking beyond these lights here, so sorry if I'm mistaking what it appears to be, again, the rock formation there. But nonetheless, an amazing shot here if you have one like this to showcase the winter beauty in your neck of the woods. WKTV.com/weather/pics. You can submit your own photos there or view the thousands of other amazing submissions sent in by all of you around the area. Every morning, that photo they brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Gary?
Eric, thanks. More medals for Team USA.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting to see the development of some fog due to a low-level inversion here in the Mohawk Valley. Let's take a look right now at the scene outside. The reason for this, if you're wondering, which I'll show in a second, has to do with the temperature, the dew point, and the rapid decrease in those temperatures, allowing this to take place here, almost like a very thin layer of that fog rolling through the city. So let's take a look at the conditions right now. It's 0 degrees, a dew point of -3. Keep in mind, it was snowing in parts of the atmosphere yesterday through last night. And because of that upper level moisture, it has since condensed all the way down to the ground. And with these temperatures free falling so quickly, it allows that fog to form. So we have some of that forming in the Mohawk Valley right now. So watch out for some foggy conditions on your morning commute. But besides that, no other impacts are really expected. In fact, today's pretty dry. Sunshine chances peeking out through all the cloud cover. We do have some snow chances tonight as well as Sunday night into Monday. But we're not looking at anything major. This looks to be both typical wintertime snow events here in the Mohawk Valley. So let's dive into it. Today, very cold start. Clouds will increase. Temperatures peaking in the 20s. Now tonight, we're going to see the arrival of that snowfall. It's going to produce light to moderate snowfall rates, enough to, again, coat some surfaces with an inch or two of accumulation, which will show the snowfall map here in a second. Lingering snow showers throughout the day Saturday, and then, of course, that snow will taper off, and it dries up Saturday night into Sunday. Then Sunday itself looking pretty quiet, mostly cloudy, temperatures hovering in the upper 20s, trying to approach the low 30s, which we could have the opportunity of doing as early as tomorrow, but we're right on the fringe of that freezing point. In terms of snowfall, don't expect a lot, but expect enough to maybe warrant brushing off your car early Saturday morning, and then of course some nuisance snowfall continuing for much of the daytime as well on Saturday. Your 7-day forecast. So again, Valentine's Day appearing to be a little bit on the flurrying side. Sunday, the drier of the 2 weekend days. Snowfall arriving in a lighter form Sunday night into President's Day, which will be seeing temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s by Tuesday. So regardless of whether we hit that thawing point on Saturday, we're likely going to hit it maybe as early as Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday next week. There is going to be a thaw. We just have to see exactly when we hit it. But either way, it's maybe a sign of what's to come, Gary.
Yeah, these 0 temperatures looks like coming to an end overnight at least. Finally.
Oh,
yeah. Just today. Well, did you know we have a former Olympian who knows...
With Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And here on Friday the 13th, a bit of a scary cold forecast this morning at least.
Oh, yes, 100%. It's a very cold beginning. We're in the negatives again.
Crazy.
Yeah. We look at the current temperatures outside, officially -3 at Griffiths in Rome. These clear skies have allowed for very rapid cooling across much of the Mohawk Valley, and especially areas north and east. As you head farther south and west, where those lake effect clouds have still lingered, it's a little bit warmer out near Syracuse and Rochester. We zoom in, though, and the negatives to even negative double digits up in the Adirondacks. Our Skywatcher Sean Inlet reporting minus 12. Heading into the Mohawk Valley, right around that 0-degree mark, or maybe a little bit less. And, of course, heading south. Of course, head farther south than west. Afton 10, Unadilla with 12, 16 degrees reported in Oneonta. Now, this is so interesting. It's Friday the 13th, and I didn't notice this initially until I looked a bit closer. Look at all the birds here. There's so many birds just roosting on the trees here, on the roof as well. I guess this morning must be a certain theme of Friday the 13th, which allows all these, appears to be crows, I think, or ravens, you name it, just enjoying the trees there. But Yorkville Battery Live Radar, pretty dry out there this morning. Today's highs will be climbing into the 20s with dry weather. Clouds increase, a few peaks of sunshine here and there, but we are tracking some snowfall arriving tonight as well as later on this weekend. We have a look at your Friday forecast and weekend forecast in a lot more detail in a few minutes. Gary?
Bird's the word this morning, huh?
Yeah, bird definitely the word.
Eric, thanks. Well, fire crews in Utica.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Friday morning. Man, I feel like this week has just dragged on. It's a very, very long week in my opinion. But nonetheless, it's Friday. It's finally that time of the week, and the weekend is just around the corner. Let's take a look at what you can expect today and throughout this weekend. First off, the current conditions outside right now, -3. Now, that dew point of -6 here is the key because we're only about 3 degrees at least between the two, which is a key when it comes to the fog that's forming in the Mohawk Valley right now. But nonetheless, an Arctic start to your day today with that temperature feeling like -3. And today's highs will still only be in the 20s, so this stretch of below freezing temperatures will continue for much of the day today, and at least in the foreseeable future. Tomorrow, we're cutting it close. A high of 32 Saturday with some lingering flurries after some overnight snow showers tonight through tomorrow morning. And another round of snowfall arriving Sunday night into Monday. Again, both of these not high impact, but enough to coat some surfaces with snowfall. Again, what you can expect today in terms on our Skycast here, pretty quiet. Clouds increase and temperatures peaking in the 20s with, again, that snowfall arriving heading into tonight. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The YWCA of the Mohawk.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody, on this Friday the 13th. And if we ever had a morning shot on the Friday the 13th, I feel like this is probably encapsulating the theme of it. This somewhat eerie fog creeping into the Mohawk Valley and just a shockingly high amount of birds, which I believe to be crows, but I'm not entirely sure yet, just perched here on the trees here in the here along Oriskany Street. In fact, look at all of them on the roof there as well. There are just so many along Oriskany Street here. So again, this morning, very interesting sight here. It is a very cold start to your day, -3 the temperature, dew point -6, so incredibly dry air outside as well. And while we look ahead throughout the day today, we are expected to climb into the 20s this afternoon with pretty quiet weather, but you see here some snow chances arrive overnight tonight with lingering snow showers Saturday throughout the day from lake effect. And then Sunday is pretty quiet before more snow showers arrive heading into Sunday night. This coastal storm stays to our south, but there's an influence here with another system is going to provide us with that snow chance. But again, nothing really major from either of these. It's just going to be producing enough to coat some surfaces. Our Skycast today showing temperatures again peaking into the 20s, clouds increasing, snowfall working its way through the area. Now, the way I'm seeing it right now as we head into Saturday, temperatures marginally in the low 30s with some nuisance snow showers. The way I see this too, there could be some slick spots in some of those less traveled roadways throughout the early part of the day. Saturday, we'll see how the lake effect will be shaping up, but anytime you get these northwest winds here, We always want to be extra cautious when it comes to these overperforming lake effect events. Now, the temperatures here play a key role, which I think will limit the intensity of it. Nonetheless, by Sunday, it's pretty quiet, cloudy skies, snow showers, as you can see here, begin to move in as we head into Sunday night. In terms of snowfall for tonight through tomorrow morning, it's not a lot. It's enough to coat a lot of surfaces, especially with those higher totals west of Utica, a little bit less east of it. But either way, trace 2 inches. For a lot of us, generally 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. So a typical snow event here across the Mohawk Valley. And then again, after this weekend, we expect temperatures to climb into the upper 30s to low 40s, so that February thaw is on its way as we head into next week. So it's a sign maybe what's to come, we'll see, but it's been so incredibly cold that any 30 and 40 degree temperatures feel like a heat wave to us.
Yeah, it's nice to see the overnight temperatures no longer below 0.
Oh yeah, true, that's another thing as well.
Eric, thanks. Well, today's a big day in the sun, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. It may be darn right bitter cold out there this morning, but good news, a warm-up is on the way. But Eric, just how cold is it out there right now?
We've fallen to the negatives, Gary. We're down to -3 outside, and still very cold start. That warm-up, though, is on the way. We take a look right now, though, at the current temperatures, which, again, -3 in Rome, -13 heading up to the Adirondacks and up toward Watertown. But you notice it's largely dependent on where that cloud cover is. You notice you had where the lake effect clouds are overnight last night. A little bit warmer out towards Syracuse and Rochester. We zoom in, we are in the negatives pretty consistently up in the Adirondacks. Into the Mohawk Valley, near 0, and then, of course, heading south, a little warmer due to that cloud cover, especially out near, say, Morris, Oneonta, with temperatures in the teens. So right now, it's a very spooky scene on this Friday the 13th. How about that? We have a lot of crows on the trees, a fog. How about that for timing? I feel like there is definitely something a little sinister going on right now with the with the scenery in downtown Utica. But nonetheless, it's all fun here this morning with a look at that very spooky scene out there. Yorkville Battery Live radar. It's a dry morning early today. It's a pretty dry day today, aside from that fog. Expect no difficulty traveling anywhere today. We're expecting some snowfall arriving tonight as well as Sunday night. We'll dive into that coming up in that full weekend forecast. Gary?
Birds must love the cold weather, right?
It must be.
Eric, thanks. The Department of Homeland...
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Good morning, everybody, on this Friday the 13th. If you're just tuning into us this morning, it is a very cold start. In fact, foggy start in some of those lower elevations in the Utica area due to this sudden drop in temperature. But nonetheless, we are expecting a pretty dry day today with snowfall arriving later on tonight. In the meantime, let's take a look at our photo of the day, which brings us to the town of Lee, and a frequent submitter to us here at News Channel 2 of Rosemary, and a great shot of the beauty of icicles, which I'm going to try to get close to the screen so I can actually see. It does appear to be a rock formation, maybe a little bit of a waterfall there. But either way, it's an amazing shot there in Lee. Shout out to those of you watching from Lee this morning. And if you have a photo like this or any winter photo to showcase your neck of the woods, WKTV.com/weather/pics, a place you can submit your own or view the thousands of others sent in by all of you across the area. Your photo of the day every morning brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Gary?
Thanks. Today's the big day. Val Bielis and
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody, on this Friday the 13th. And how about this for a scene of Friday the 13th? We take a look at downtown Utica, and we have foggy conditions, and just look at the amount of what I believe to be crows here on a lot of the trees in the background. So quite a scene this morning of a very spooky Friday the 13th. But this is really about it. as we head throughout the day today, we're going to start seeing those temperatures climbing into the 20s. Oh my goodness, look at the amount of birds here. I'm getting distracted by this sheer amount of them just swarming Oriskany Street here just outside the Nexus Center, which they just keep coming. Where are all these birds coming from? My goodness. Sorry, I'm just very focused on these birds coming through. But nonetheless, again, temperatures starting out a bit cold. We do warm up into the 20s this afternoon with the arrival of snowfall arriving tonight, lingering snow showers Saturday, and then dry Saturday night into much of Sunday before our next round of snowfall will arrive Sunday night. And we'll dive into the impacts of all of them right now. So today, again, a clear start aside from those spots seeing that fog from radiational cooling. This evening, mostly cloudy. Snow showers roll their way through the area overnight into early Saturday morning. Scattered snow showers throughout the day, a bit lighter in nature from lake effect. Then it dries up. Pretty quiet overnight into early Sunday. Sunday, cloudy skies, 20s, approaching low 30s. And then we're going to see the arrival of that snowfall heading into Sunday night. Now, when it comes to snowfall for this event tonight through tomorrow, we're not expecting a lot. A typical February snow event here, trace 2 inches east of Utica, 2 to 4 inches west of Utica, with a middle ground of 1 to 3 inches in that middle zone there. So again, not a whole lot, but it will be likely producing some surface, at least snow-covered surfaces, and enough to at least cause maybe some minor impacts on your drive if you're heading out early Saturday morning. But besides that, that's really about it in terms of impacts. You have that snow system rolling through Sunday night into Monday. It's, again, not a very highly impactful one. The coastal storm that was making social media buzz over the last week or so, that still passes south of us for now. And then following that, of course, is a separate front that's going to be producing that snowfall. And nonetheless, though, as we head into Monday and Tuesday next week, we've got some opportunities for some warmer temperatures, that February thaw. And as you mentioned, too, those overnight lows look a bit more balmy compared to below zero and the stuff we've seen in weeks past.
Yeah, let the birds enjoy this today and let it be gone, right?
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Well, did you know we have
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday afternoon. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And you're mentioning some light snow falling in the city right now, not too much.
Yeah, some nuisance flurries. Yeah, not really measuring too much. In fact, we look at the current conditions outside right now in downtown Utica. You notice, of course, enough to maybe put a light film on some roads here and there, but the main thing is, if you're wondering, well, I mentioned no snow today, why are we seeing the snowfall? Well, because we have Lake Ontario, and anytime we have Lake Ontario to our west, anytime that wind direction shifts, if we get just the right amount of upper atmospheric wind, it's just going to carry that cold air directly over the Great Lakes, and that's the case of what was taking place right now. Of course, with how cold it was this morning, and how narrow the boundary layer is near the surface, we can't see it on the Yorkville Battery Live radar, but of course we can see it on our satellite imagery, which is how we're able to detect that the band is shifting north. So over the next few hours, it is going to be ending in the matter of, again, say 2, 3, 4 o'clock. That snow is already long gone to the north. But nonetheless, you can see here, we're in the teens right now in Rome, 28 in Hamilton, and a lot of spots here in New York State in the 20s. About as warm as we'll get today is in the mid-20s. And of course, following that, tonight we're back down into the teens with a better shot for accumulating snowfall from a clipper system tonight. That wind direction will shift. We're going to be tracking a few more scattered snow showers tomorrow. Even another snow chance on Sunday. We'll dive into those impacts for your all-important weekend forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We have an update on last night's...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Happy Friday. We are still tracking some lake effect over our area. Yes, that annoying lake effect feel like this point in the time of the year. But it is shifting its way north. I'm looking at the satellite feeds right now. I can see that snow band, although very narrow, very weak, slowly progressing its way northward. Now, when it comes to our weekend forecast, a few lingering flurries Saturday, and it's pretty dry Sunday, but the actual most notable snow events this weekend happen during the overnight hours on either side of the weekend. Early Saturday morning, overnight, and then, of course, late Sunday night, overnight into Monday morning. So let's dive into the forecast here. We have this Clipper system to the northwest. This is going to shift its way south and east and hit us with at least some accumulating snowfall overnight tonight. So for the time being, the early part of the evening this evening will be pretty dry. But again, let's dive into the skycast here and time it out. So by 5 p.m., still mostly cloudy skies. By 10, 11 o'clock tonight, that snow rolls through. Now, tomorrow, this is the key here in terms of your conditions for your Valentine's Day. In the morning hours, now the wave of that low pressure already shifts to the area. But we do have the potential for some lake enhancement here, some lingering snow showers. Now, the temperatures will be marginal, so I do think if we do get any lake enhancement, it's going to be some of that slushy, dense snowpack that might not even accumulate on lower elevated roadways, just due to the marginal temperatures. But nonetheless, just expect some potential snow showers, nuisance snow showers early tomorrow, which will end throughout the afternoon. And then, of course, by Sunday, it's pretty dry, it's cloudy, temperatures in the 20s. And then, of course, as we head into Sunday nights, we're going to see the arrival of low pressure again. This time, not really that impactful still. We'll keep a close eye on it. But at least the brunt of this system that everyone was talking about last week is mainly passing south of us. We're just getting some minor impacts from the front behind it. When it comes to snowfall tonight through tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., this is how much snow you could be seeing on the ground here. Trace 2 inches east of Utica, 2 to 4 west. There will likely still be maybe an inch or two of accumulation in some spots throughout the morning hours tomorrow. But again, it's incredibly isolated, and again, those temperatures are expected to climb a little bit more as we head throughout the day. Your 7-day forecast as we head into President's Day, Monday and Tuesday, we've got some warming temperatures eventually into the upper 30s by Monday, low 40s by Tuesday. So yes, even though we're still continuing our stretch of almost 27 days below freezing, there's an end in sight, Gary.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, even tomorrow possibly. If you don't hit it tomorrow, later next week as well.
It's going to heat up on Valentine's Day.
That's right.
Eric, thanks. The YWCA of the Mohawk Valley is...
And meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday afternoon. I'm Gary Libitor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And you're mentioning some light snow falling in the city right now, not too much, though.
Yeah, some nuisance flurries. Yeah, not really measuring too much. In fact, we look at the current conditions outside right now in downtown Utica. You notice, of course, enough to maybe put a light film on some roads here and there, but the main thing is, if you're wondering, well, I mentioned no snow today, why are we seeing the snowfall? Well, because we have Lake Ontario, and anytime we have Lake Ontario to our west, anytime that wind direction shifts, if we get just the right amount of upper atmospheric wind, it's just going to carry that cold air directly over the Great Lakes, and that's the case of what's taking place right now. Of course, with how cold it was this morning, and how narrow the boundary layer is near the surface, we can't see it on the Yorkville Battery Live radar, but of course we can see it on our satellite imagery, which is how we're able to detect that the band is shifting north. So over the next few hours, it is going to be ending in the matter of, again, say 2, 3, 4 o'clock. That snow is already long gone to the north. But nonetheless, you can see here, we're in the teens right now in Rome, 28 in Hamilton, and a lot of spots here in New York State in the 20s. About as warm as we'll get today is in the mid-20s. And of course, following that tonight, we're back down into the teens with a better shot for accumulating snowfall from a Clipper system tonight. That wind direction will shift. We're going to be tracking a few more scattered snow showers tomorrow. Even another snow chance on Sunday. We'll dive into those impacts for your all-important weekend forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We have an update on last night's fire.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Happy Friday. We are still tracking some lake effect over our area. Yes, that annoying lake effect, I feel like this point in the time of the year. But it is shifting its way north. I'm looking at the satellite feeds right now. I can see that snow band, although very narrow, very weak, slowly progressing its way northward. Now, when it comes to our weekend forecast, a few lingering flurries Saturday, and it's pretty dry Sunday, but the actual most notable snow events this weekend happen during the overnight hours on either side of the weekend. Early Saturday morning, overnight, and then, of course, late Sunday night, overnight into Monday morning. So let's dive into the forecast here. We have this Clipper system to the northwest. This is going to shift its way south and east and hit us with at least some accumulating snowfall overnight tonight. So for the time being, the early part of the evening this evening will be pretty dry. But again, let's dive into the Skycast here and time it out. So by 5 p.m., still mostly cloudy skies. By 10, 11 o'clock tonight, that snow rolls through. Now, tomorrow, this is the key here in terms of your conditions for your Valentine's Day. In the morning hours, now the wave of that low pressure already shifts to the area, but we do have the potential for some lake enhancement here, some lingering snow showers. Now the temperatures will be marginal, so I do think if we do get any lake enhancement, it's going to be some of that slushy, dense snowpack that might not even accumulate on lower elevated roadways, just due to the marginal temperatures. But nonetheless, just expect some potential snow showers, nuisance snow showers early tomorrow, which will end throughout the afternoon. And then, of course, by Sunday, it's pretty dry. It's cloudy, temperatures in the 20s. And then, of course, as we head into Sunday nights, we're going to see the arrival of low pressure again. This time, not really that impactful still. We'll keep a close eye on it. But at least the brunt of this system that everyone was talking about last week is mainly passing south of us. We're just getting some minor impacts from the front behind it. When it comes to snowfall tonight through tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., this is how much snow you could be seeing on the ground here. Trace 2 inches east of Utica, 2 to 4 west. There will likely still be maybe an inch or two of accumulation in some spots throughout the morning hours tomorrow, but again, it's incredibly isolated, and again, those temperatures are expected to climb a little bit more as we head throughout the day. Your 7-day forecast as we head into President's Day, Monday and Tuesday, we've got some warming temperatures, eventually into the upper 30s by Monday, low 40s by Tuesday. So yes, even though we're still continuing our stretch of almost 27 days below freezing, there's an end in sight, Gary.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, even tomorrow possibly. If you don't hit it tomorrow, later next week as well.
It's going to heat up on Valentine's Day.
That's right.
Eric, thanks. The YWCA.
With Kristen Copeland and Jason Palace.
It's time to wake up the hill. Val Bialis in Utica is back to life right now, and you couldn't ask for better weather.
Or better timing. The Olympics are happening, and as you know, Val Bialis was an Olympic speed skater. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better opening weather-wise.
Oh, it's perfect. I mean, we've had great weather. We're going to have pretty decent weather over the weekend. It's looking dry. Temperatures will be a little bit warm, but it's not going to be all that warm, and this snow is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, it's pretty quiet. We are watching to the north and west. Another round of light snow will be arriving tonight. This looks to give many areas an inch or two of accumulation. I'm not expecting much more than that. And it looks steadier west of Utica compared to Utica and points east. Temperature-wise, again, 22 degrees. Yes, it is cold, but compared to last weekend, it is going to be a lot warmer. Temperatures this evening will be in the teens, mostly cloudy. Again, a great evening to get out. And for Valentine's Day, the weather looks pretty quiet. We're actually seeing a bit of a thaw, the first time in almost a month. I'm going to look at the temperature trend and how long that lasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Last night's fire on James Street was caused by
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Pretty nice day across central New York. We had some lingering flurries for most of it, but things are looking dry on our Nexus camera. Downtown Utica, traffic is moving nice and smooth. and this is going to be the case this evening. It is also nice to point out that our sunset is approaching 5:30, which means we have daylight, or at least evening twilight, through almost 6 o'clock these days, which is really nice if you want to get out and enjoy the winter. You do have a little bit more time compared to just a few weeks ago. The forecast is calling for superb winter conditions. We've had really good winter conditions for the past several weeks, although it's been very, very cold. It's been kind of hard to get out and enjoy the snow because it's been so cold over the weekends. But this weekend's going to be a little bit different. We'll see temperatures in the mid-30s here. So the snow should hold up pretty well through the weekend. But by Monday, it starts to get a little bit slushy, especially during the day. Still think it's worth getting out and enjoying the snow while we have it. Of course, it looks like it's going to be sticking around for the foreseeable future. I'm not seeing any big warm-ups in store anytime soon. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, again, it's pretty quiet across the region. Next round of snow arrives tonight. A fluffy inch of accumulation is expected. If you are going out to ski, snowmobile, or just maybe do some snowshoeing, the weather looks pretty nice tomorrow. Temperatures will be near 30 degrees in the low 30s. The wind chill will make it feel like mid-20s, but again, that's not bad, especially compared to last weekend when we had negatives across the board. The wind chill was negative 25. So we're going to, on the other side of the coin, it's going to feel 50 degrees warmer compared to last weekend. Today marks the 27th day in a row where temperatures have stayed at or below freezing. This began January 18th. The previous stretch, we tie the previous stretch of 27 days, February to March 2015. However, going back in the records, the longest stretch that I could find, 52 days, January to February 1976. Now, actually, I believe that was even into the end of December, and it went all the way through January and early February. Radar and satellite image, again, watching a weak area of low pressure working in from the northwest, producing some light snow. For most of us, it's just an inch of accumulation. Again, this is arriving late this evening, closer to midnight, and it sticks around through the morning. There will be flurries for most of Saturday, but I'm not expecting any big travel issues. Temperatures will be in the low 30s. The weather looks dry on Sunday. Light snow tonight down to 15. Snow showers tomorrow 32. Again, the snow tomorrow is light, shouldn't cause any big issues. Sunday we're up to 38 degrees, mostly cloudy. 39 President's Day, 41 Tuesday. And then our next weather system arrives. Could be a wintry mix for Wednesday. Temperatures in the 30s Thursday and Friday. We'll be right back.
Tonight, the combination of warmer temperatures and it being lighter later, well, it's making me pretty happy.
Absolutely. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, give us some more good news.
Yeah, I mean, the weather is absolutely perfect for anybody that loves winter sports. You get the daylight. For those of us that just want to get outside and not be freezing cold, there's some good news here as well. This picture from Nikki and Lee this morning, we were pretty cold, in fact, cold enough for frost. And in fact, sometimes when the temperatures get really, really cold, you can get some very interesting patterns that happen in the frost. And this picture, again, from Nikki and Lee earlier this morning. Look at the snowflakes that have formed here. This process is called deposition. That's when water vapor turns directly to ice, and it's a pretty neat process. It allows for those crystals to grow in those shapes. Temperatures are going to be above freezing here. We are going to be much warmer this weekend than last weekend, and there will be less wind. Temperatures will be close to 40 degrees as we head into early next week. Dry out there tonight. That will change. A quick, very fast-moving clipper moves in overnight, produces an inch of snowfall, but that's about it. The weather looks pretty quiet. Temperatures this evening will be in the upper teens to low 20s, and we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. If you are taking the dog out for a walk, again, it's pretty decent weather to do that. Tonight's featured dog is Riley. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Kristen, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking a pretty nice weekend here in Central New York. Live looking Cooperstown, 22 degrees, cloudy skies. The weather is looking dry for now, but we are watching to the north and west. There's going to be a very weak clipper system that rolls through. It does produce snow showers overnight with an inch of accumulation by tomorrow morning. A few very stubborn lingering snow showers throughout a good portion of Saturday. This will not cause any road issues, it won't cause any traveling issues. Temperatures will be in the low 30s. I do think we climb above freezing for the first time in almost a month on Sunday with dry weather. And with the warmer weather heading in our direction, we get into maple sap season. We are talking about temperatures above freezing during the day and below freezing at night, and that's really good conditions here. Do you know that it takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup? It's a long process, and it takes a lot of boiling to do that. And the sap season runs about 4 to 6 weeks. Skywatchers checking in. Whitesboro 26 degrees, Cassville 21, West Leiden 19, Schuyler 17 degrees, Jeff and Mohawk 24, across Southern Valleys, Cooperstown 24, Worcester with 30 degrees. Again, a Clipper system rolling in tonight. A little bit of light accumulation is expected. We're expecting a general trace to an inch of snowfall from Utica and points east. Heading west, there's going to be more of a response from Lake Ontario, and that should produce 1 to 2 inches of snowfall. Again, it's not a lot, but for most of us, it's going to be enough where we're going to have to remove that from the driveway or sidewalk first thing in the morning. Thankfully, this weekend, the weather is going to be a lot nicer to be able to do that. It's going to be a lot warmer compared to what we dealt with. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast. Snow arrives late this evening after 10 o'clock. It is steady, it is generally light, and it is with us for most of Saturday. It will be very, very light Saturday. Flurries throughout most of the day. Temperatures in the low 30s. Saturday night, temperatures will drop into the 20s, so it won't be quite as cold. And Sunday is looking dry, and we do climb above freezing with high temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Light snow tonight, low 15. Tomorrow, snow showers, flurries, high of 32. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We're in the upper 30s Sunday, Monday, close to 40 Tuesday. The weather remains dry. The next system is a wintry mix for Wednesday. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Highs in the mid-30s. Thursday, Friday, temperatures seasonably chilly. Highs in the low to mid-30s. We'll be right back.
Speaking of the weather.
Yeah, it's going to be much more comfortable to be outdoors this weekend compared to last weekend when it felt like 25 below zero. We're in the low 30s here. Saturday, snow showers, dry Sunday up to 38 degrees. It should be a very pleasant weekend to get out and enjoy and break cabin fever. It's been a long winter here. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet for now. We are tracking some light snow tonight. This produces a very minor accumulation. For most of us, it's about an inch of snow overnight, and it does linger into tomorrow morning. 19 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. Will drop into the teens tonight with light snow breaking out later this evening, about 10, 11 o'clock. That'll be around for tomorrow with very light accumulation. We're tracking warmer than average temperatures to start early next week. A look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Last night's fire on James Street was caused by someone trying to...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. The weather looks to warm up, and it looks like a very pleasant weekend to get out and enjoy the snow, winter sports, or even if you're just getting out for Valentine's Day, the weather should be good to travel. Let's take a live look outside. Downtown Utica, traffic's running smooth, looking at quiet conditions. We had a little bit of light snow showers and flurries today. Didn't produce any issues here. We'll see more of the same early Saturday. The snow quality will be excellent tomorrow, but by Sunday and Monday, we do climb above freezing, so it does turn a bit slushy. However, snow's not going anywhere. Enjoy it. We're expecting the weather to be milder than average as we head into early next week. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. We are tracking snow showers that will move in from the northwest as we head into tonight. Today marked day 27 days in a row where temperatures have failed to climb above freezing. We've been at or below freezing this whole time since January 18th. Got to go back to February, March 2015 when we had 27 days. So we've tied that. In order to beat this record, it's got to be 52 days, which is actually December through February, the winter of 1975 to 1976. That was quite the stretch. By the way, the warmer weather will promote the maple sap will start flowing this weekend. The start of maple sap season, it's roughly 4 to 6 weeks, and Temperatures will be above freezing, so the sap will be running really well. Also, too, you might have noticed the sun is getting stronger. It is 10 degrees higher compared to the winter solstice, and it's out 90 minutes longer and producing 37% more energy at solar noon. Very encouraging for those of us that are ready for winter to at least start to wane. Skywatchers checking in: Whitesboro 26, Cassville 21, West Leyden 19, Old Forge 21, Cooperstown checking in with 24. A clipper rolls in tonight. This produces light snow. We're thinking a general trace to an inch of snow from Utica east and from Utica west, 1 to 2 inches. Utica's right on that line, so about an inch of snow for Utica and Rome. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast: light snow overnight. Temperatures drop into the teens. Tomorrow, highs in the low 30s. Flurries throughout the day, light snow showers, little accumulation. Saturday night, the weather looks relatively quiet. Sunday will start to warm up with highs in the mid-30s. Light snow tonight down to 15. Snow showers, flurries tomorrow, highs in the low 30s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather on the milder side as we head into early next week. Highs close to 40 Monday and Tuesday. The next weather system brings a wintry mix for Wednesday. Highs in the 30s Thursday and Friday. But again, look at the overnight lows. They're a lot warmer than we've been experiencing here for the past couple of weeks.
Not used to that.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. Tom, cast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, getting us set for the weekend and some warmer temperatures. A little bit of snow on Saturday.
Yeah, this is a remarkably warmer compared to last weekend.
Oh, yes.
We actually can get a chance to get out and enjoy the snow that we have. We've got plenty of things to do. Winter sports, skiing, cross-country skiing, snowmobiling, sledding, you name it. The weather looks perfect for this weekend. The snow will be a little bit slushier on Sunday as we do climb above freezing for the first time in almost a month. We're tracking some snow out there tonight. This is a live look at the Oregon Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The snow will be pretty light. For most of us, it's only an inch of accumulation, up to 2 inches west of Utah. 15 degrees, the current temperature, cloudy skies. We're looking at light snow tonight. The snow continues into tomorrow. It'll end as flurries. I think most of it will be this very light activity that we've been seeing on and off throughout the week. And looking ahead, the weather trends warmer as we continue along. In fact, take a look at temperatures early next week. We'll be up 30s to near 40 degrees. So we do have a little bit of a thaw on the way. It's not a big one, but it's definitely a big change compared to the way the winter's been. Light snow tonight, a low of 15, tracking the warmer temperatures. So look at the forecast coming up. James, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Figure skating was a...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable web team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. The weather looking pretty quiet for now. We are tracking some light snow that's going to work from the west tonight. The weather is looking excellent for winter sports Saturday. On Sunday, the snow will be a little bit softer as temperatures climb near or above freezing. I'm not seeing the temperatures creating any big problems with the snow. It is expected to stick around. We're looking at temperatures a few degrees above freezing here as we look ahead. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Snow is moving in from the west. This is very light activity, and this is going to be sticking around as we head into the start of the weekend. And so will our cooler weather. In fact, we've had 27 days in a row where temperatures have stayed below freezing. This stretch began on January 18th. I do think it will come to an end, if not tomorrow, certainly by Sunday. This is not the longest stretch of weather that we've had where it's been this long below freezing. We've got 52 days from December to February, and that was in 1976. This warmer weather is good for maple sap. It should promote sap flow in a pretty substantial way over the next couple of days, and temperatures above freezing during the day, below freezing at night. The maple sap season lasts about 4 to 6 weeks, and it's typically starts in mid-February. Our sun angle continues to get higher. You might have noticed the sun is a lot brighter in the sky. That's because it's 10 degrees higher in the atmosphere compared to where it was on the winter solstice. It's producing 37% more energy at solar noon because of that higher sun angle. So it is starting to make a difference, and that's trend's only going to continue to accelerate as we head into the end of February and March. A clipper moving through tonight. Again, it does produce a light coating of snow. For most of us, it's about an inch of snow, a little bit more to the west, as much as 2 inches. Most of this snow arrives overnight and it lingers into tomorrow morning, but the bulk of the accumulation is done by, say, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Lingering flurries to follow throughout the rest of the day. Temperatures will be in the low 30s. Tomorrow night, the weather looks quiet. Could see a couple of lingering flurries. Sunday, the weather looks mostly cloudy, and I do think we'll make our way into the mid 30s here across central New York. Light snow tonight, low 15. Snow showers, flurries tomorrow, 32. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The February thaw really starts to ramp up here. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s Sunday, close to 40 Monday and Tuesday. Wintry mix is possible Wednesday. We do cool down, highs in the low 30s Thursday and Friday. We'll be right back.
Before we go, though, Bill, we have some breaking news to tell you about from Rome tonight. The Chief Meteorologist, Bill Curtis, and we are all excited for the weekend. A little bit of snow, but warmer finally.
A lot warmer. If you compare the wind chill over the weekend, last weekend, to temperatures, it's going to feel 50 degrees warmer.
Yeah.
So if you like winter sports, it's going to be a weekend to get out and enjoy. Temperatures will be in the 30s. A little bit of light snow is expected as we head into tonight. I'm not expecting much here. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. By morning, a ½ inch to an inch of snow on the ground. And that's about it. We'll see a few lingering snow showers here for most of Saturday. Current temperature 15 degrees. It's cold. Temperatures will hold steady tonight. Again, light snow continues. Flurries through Saturday. We've got a warming trend ahead. And I think temperatures are going to be generally above freezing as we head into early next week. In fact, you can see the temperature trend here. Again, low 30s as we head into tomorrow, but we're into the upper 30s Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, close to 40 degrees. Temperatures tonight in the mid-teens, looking at some light snow. Again, we've got to look at that weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Figure skating, the center of attention.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A pretty quiet evening across central New York, although we are starting to see some very light snowfall from our tower cam in downtown Utica. There is some light flurries out there, and we'll see some light snow here tonight. Perfect weather for weekend sports, especially Saturday. As we get into Sunday and Monday, temperatures start to warm up and the snow becomes slushy. So we take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, some light snow is showing up. This is going to linger into tonight. Our cold streak will continue. We've been below freezing every single day since January 18th. And I think that streak continues into tomorrow. And I think it does come to an end on Sunday. So we'll end up probably getting more than 27, 28 days here. As we climb above freezing, it's going to be great weather for folks that like to tap maple trees and collect the sap. Sap should be running pretty well here over the next couple of days. Bigger picture shows low pressure swinging through, a clipper moving in tonight. This is a push of warmer weather, but also brings some light snow. And for most of us, it's a trace to an inch of snow accumulation overnight. And 1 to 2 inches possible west of Utica. Light snow showers continue overnight. The flurries are around through most of Saturday, but it is looking warmer for Valentine's Day. Temperatures will be in the low 30s. Snow showers come to an end late Saturday, and it remains cloudy Saturday night. On Sunday, the weather looks dry and cloudy skies look to linger. Down to 15 tonight, light snow tomorrow. Lingering flurries and snow showers, 32. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We're close to 40 Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. The weather remains dry. A wintry mix on Wednesday. Temperatures cooler heading into the end of the week. Jason.
Bill, thank you. Up next is Sports Express. Stay with us.